the raging surf. Tonight, our attention focuses on volleyball, where 4 teams have traveled thousands of miles converging for the Women's Division I NCAA Volleyball Championship. 2 teams reaching the Final Four for the first time. The Long Beach State 49ers escaped the Northwest region, upsetting Pacific, and then the nation's #1 team, Hawaii, in 5 grueling games, proving the 49ers are anything but fool's gold. Last year, Mick Haley's Texas Longhorns won the title by defeating Dave Shoji's Rainbow Wahinis in 3 games. But in this year's South Regional Final at Austin, the Longhorns fell to the 7th-ranked Texas Arlington Mavericks in 5 games. The senior-laden Mavericks gallop into their first Final Four ever. In our second semifinal contest, 2 teams with championship game experience. In 1986, Terry Pettit guided his Nebraska Huskers into their only title match. Playing Pacific, the Huskers were overmatched in 3 games. But 2 Huskers get one more chance for redemption. Nebraska enters the '89 Final Four as the Mid-East champion. By far the most experienced Final Four team here is the UCLA Bruins, their 6th trip in 9 years. And it was in 1984 when the Bruins captured the national championship by defeating the Stanford Cardinal in 5. The 1989 West Region winners are also the 2nd-ranked team in the nation and top bear here. Long Beach State, Texas Arlington, Nebraska, and UCLA. The Final Four, with the championship trophy on the horizon. ESPN presents the NCAA Division I Women's Volleyball Championship semifinals. Our second match, the UCLA Bruins and the Nebraska Huskers. Hello again, everybody. I'm Chris Marlowe. Well, our first match was a very interesting one. Long Beach State and Texas Arlington. Long Beach got off to a good start. They won game 1. They fell flat in game 2. Arlington came back. But then it was Long Beach State flexing their muscles, their power, and they're relying on their great player, the All-American Tara Cross. They won the next 2 games and win the match 3-1. Well, coming up our second semifinal, I'm joined now by Kathy Gregory in UCLA and Nebraska. Let's first talk about the Nebraska Huskers. This is a team that on paper, statistically, looks unbeatable.
They have 4 hitters, Chris, that can attack the ball. They all look alike. They're about 6 feet, very physical, and it's really going to be hard for UCLA to stop their good attack.
Nebraska out of the Big 8 conference, their overall record as a ball goes whizzing by, we got to stay out of the way of that, is 28-3, and they are led by one great player. First team All-American, she is a setter, Val Novak. What about Val?
Val Novak, again, another left-handed setter. What's great about her, she's a junior. This is her first year of setting. She played a hitter before, and what Terry Pettit says about her, she has tremendous instincts. She knows where to set the ball.
And she knows exactly who to set the ball to. She has a very experienced hitter, another senior, Virginia Stayer, the 2nd leading percentage hitter in the country. She is a tremendous player.
She's a tremendous player, Chris, because she had reconstructive shoulder surgery, and she was able to come back and adjust her hitting style to really help this team, and she will be expected to get some kills tonight.
The UCLA Bruins, the #2 team in the nation. The Bruins 30-2 during the regular season. They won the Pac-10 easily, and this is a team that has been here before, but Kathy, are they really that experienced?
Well, they're experienced and they've been here, but let's face it, they have 3 sophomores, they start 2 freshmen, and a senior. Last year, they faltered in the first game, so there might be a little question of nerves to start this match.
Yes, and who can forget that match last year? They lost to Texas after being undefeated the whole season. Well, perhaps the key, perhaps not the players are experienced. How about the coach? UCLA has one of the most experienced in his 23rd year, 4 national championships. Andy Banikowski, that has to help the Bruins.
Definitely helps him. He was just named AVCA Coach of the Year. He's very experienced. He's been there, and I think he probably will have this team prepared to play.
And certainly he will have his hands full with Terry Pettit, who's also a very good coach in his own right. The Bruins are led by one of the great players in the country, the Pac-10 Player of the Year, recently named first-team All-American, Diva Tomkis. She can really do everything.
I think she, in my opinion, would be one of the all-time middle blockers. What she does is hit the slide as well as anyone. She's a big force at the net, blocking, and she also has a great spin serve, so she's going to help them in a lot of ways.
So Diva Tomkis is the big gun, but perhaps the key to UCLA is Elaine Youngs, a very gifted outside hitter. When UCLA and Elaine Youngs hit 250, the Bruins win. She had arthroscopic surgery a couple of weeks ago. How is she?
Actually, Chris, she's about 80%, but her 80% is better than a lot of people at 100%. What's interesting is last year she played the middle. She loves the outside, and when the match is on the line, look at her to get a lot of sense.
Okay, two teams that have been to the Final Four and the Final Two before. UCLA going up against Nebraska. Stay with us here on ESPN. When we come back, we'll take a look at the road to the semifinals for both these squads, and we'll meet the starting lineups. Final Four action on ESPN will continue. Final Four for Nebraska. They were situated in the Mid-East region, and Kathy, no problem.
Really no problem. They defeated Illinois State 3-0. Had a little more difficult time with Minnesota 3-1, but then they overpowered Illinois 3-0 to win the Mid-East Regional.
Head coach for Nebraska, Terry Pettit, in his 13th year. In the last 5 years, his Nebraska team has had the best record of any team in college volleyball, 143-22. Now let's meet the starters for Nebraska. One outside hitter, number 7, Eileen Shannon, Nebraska's best freshman ever. Joining her up front, number 25, Chris Hall, an exceptional athlete who is rapidly developing into a fine player. Also outside, number 17, Janet Cruz, first team All-American, who was at her best in big matches, had 28 kills in an earlier match against Hawaii. One middle blocker will be Carla Baker. She is a senior, Nebraska's best blocker. The other middle blocker, Virginia Stayer, another senior, the Huskers captain and team leader. And the setter, another first-team All-American, Val Novak, second in the nation in setting assists. And in the West region, it was UCLA all the way.
They first defeated Pepperdine 3-1. Then they defeated Arizona 3-0 and cruised, beating Wyoming 3-0 to win the West region.
Head coach for UCLA, one of the great ones, over 600 wins, Andy Banikowski. He's won 4 national championships, going for his 5th. And what a lineup he has. Let's meet him. On the outside, number 9, Jenny Evans, having a great postseason, hitting .367. Also outside, number 14, Natalie Williams, one of the best freshmen in the country. Number 15 is Elaine Young. She is intense. She leads UCLA in kills per game with 4.5. At one middle blocking spot, a freshman, Marissa Hatchett, the Bruins' best solo blocker this year. Number 17, Diva Tomkis, UCLA's best player and a first-team All-American. And the setter, number 12, Jennifer Gratteau. UCLA has run off 29 victories since she took over the starting slot, and they're looking for number 30 in this one. So, the UCLA Bruins and the Nebraska Huskers in our second semifinal, trying to get into the championship match. We'll have it for you after this. We are set for our second semifinal. UCLA, the Bruins, against the Nebraska Huskers. This is the Blaisdell Arena. All the seats and tickets were sold. It is not a sellout, however. Some unhappy Hawaii fans, because their team didn't make it, decided not to come, but pretty good crowd on hand. I'm Chris Marlowe, along with Kathy Gregory. Nebraska wearing red, UCLA in blue. And we are set, Nebraska. Most people figure to be a slight underdog in this one. We'll have to see how it goes. Natalie Williams puts the ball down right off the bat.
We're going to see a lot of attacking from the outside. Natalie Williams, maybe the best freshman, jumps 10-7.
She's a powerful player. UCLA with the serve. Novak, back set. And the ball is blocked. Marissa Hatchett getting the stuff blocked.
Hatchett's responsibility is to do the blocking, and they really have given UCLA a big wall with Williams and Hatchett up there.
1-0 UCLA. And the ball is hit out of bounds. 2-0 UCLA. Nebraska has to be careful.
Well, Nebraska is used to just going high outside. We will see if they're able to do this.
Good pass. Back set. And the ball is lifted. Let's mention our officials for this particular match. Our first referee, is Michael Blaylock. Michael Blaylock, our first referee, there he is. And our second referee, Sue Lemaire. 2-0 UCLA and Nebraska on the board.
I really think that's good strategy to try to serve short. It forces them not to be able to really set the middle, and it takes a team out of the rhythm.
Eileen Shannon, a freshman from Elmhurst, Illinois. Puts it in play, back set. Williams dug, Shannon with the dig. Great set. But the ball is hit out of bounds. You're going to be seeing some of the best freshmen. Shannon for Nebraska, Hatchett and Williams for UCLA.
And what you're going to see is physical athletes that really can do it all.
Marissa Hatchett puts the ball in play. 2-1 UCLA. And the cross-court drive put away by Janet Cruz, a first-team All-American.
What Nebraska's strategy really is to split the block. If the outside is not open, they really depend upon that right side. Get a seam in the block.
Serving Virginia Stayer, 6-footer from Waco, Nebraska. Diva Tompkins first attempt, out of bounds. Will Nebraska try to double-team Diva Tompkins?
Well, I'm not sure if they really will. If the pass is on position, they might go up with her. If the foul is out of position, I think they'll cheat to the outside.
Tied at 2, but a service error. And so UCLA will make its first substitution. This is a usual one. Tracy Broadway, junior from Oak Lawn, Illinois, coming in for Natalie Williams. So Broadway, who is also the backup setter, will serve. Tied at 2. Ball is jammed, and we have back row attacker on Nebraska. UCLA gets a point.
The key really to Nebraska is, can they pass with this 3-man serve reception? If they pass, they're really a tough team. But again, if there is a weakness, it might be the passing.
Novak scoops it up, and the ball hit out of bounds by Hall. UCLA trying to get in the final 2. Last year, they were undefeated when they came in, losing to Texas in the semi. So they are out for revenge. They've been on a mission ever since that match. Grateau, Tompkins, oh, great dig. But the lift is going to be called. It came out pretty good, Kathy, but she took it at an odd angle.
She took it at an odd angle. It looked like she flipped it up. We're seeing right at the start of the match, Nebraska having trouble passing.
Game 1 here on ESPN, UCLA by 3. This coach as ever in his 23rd year, Andy Banikowski, 30-2 this year. 23 years, you would think he has racked up some wins. He has the second winningest coach next to Linda Dollar of Southwest Missouri State. Banikowski, 610 wins, 138 losses. Haley Michaelis and Marilyn McCreevy right behind, but that is a list of 5. And Terry Pettit, you see him in 8th place, but he's only been at it 13 years. He's going to be right up at the top at the end.
He's really done a tremendous job at Nebraska.
Good coaching matchup. Banikowski and Pettit, back set. Boy, I can't believe they're not letting that go, Kathy.
No, that's bad. A little bit tight. The pass actually wasn't that bad. It was a little bit tight and really a tight call.
Tracy Broadway has done well. 6-2 UCLA, her serve out of bounds. And serving will be Janet Cruz. Cruz, a sophomore from Fort Calhoun, Nebraska. Shanked over, Nebraska chance for a point. Oh, big hit right off the top. Chris Hall.
She has really improved this year. It's hard to believe that we're looking at a track star that was offered a scholarship to USC. She held the record in the 100 meters.
Off the left side, Elaine Youngs, and Elaine Youngs gets her first kill. He has won 456 matches in his coaching career, a graduate of Lewisburg College. Way back when? Ball is blocked on number 4, Carla Baker. UCLA gets another point, 7-3 Bruins.
We're going to see what UCLA does best. Get a 2-man block, they're waiting. Look at the good penetration, nowhere to go.
Bruins by 4. And the ball is dug off of Hall. And Tompkins with the dink shot. Hall with the kill. Chris Hall, Kathy, you mentioned she was a track star. She won the state title for Kansas in the high jump, the long jump, the hurdles, and the 100. So she was a tremendous athlete.
And 6'2" to be able to win all those awards.
From Chanute, Kansas. Could be a future star. 7-3 UCLA with the lead. And out of the eye got it, you take it.
a little miscommunication. Nebraska does depend upon their block, and so defense is not really one of the best points of their game.
Topka's serving. She's got a very effective spin serve, and in practice, Nebraska was practicing with their assistant coach, John Cook, serving it, trying to practice for it. Novak, back set. Evans. And once again, we may have an injury. Sliding in was Stayer.
Well, what UCLA is doing is they're digging their big outside, and then in transition, Nebraska is not really coming up with some digs.
Topka set to put the ball in play. She's from West Hills, California. Good spinner and a good pass. That's legal. Quick set, nicely done. Novak sneaking it in to Carla Baker.
A very nice play by Novak. You can't live and die just on the outside. You really have to split it up. We're going to see the good concentration of Diva. Let's look at the toss. She throws that ball in front of her, gets a good extension, and look at the spin and concentration to follow that ball.
Jump serve specialist Becky Boley is in, 5'8", and she can really put that ball down.
In both teams mixing it up a little bit. When the ball is on position, it looks like they're going to the middle a little bit.
Marissa Hatchett welcomes Natalie Williams back in. This is game one here on ESPN, our second semifinal. Long Beach has advanced, in case you missed it. The winner of this team will play Long Beach for the national championship. Nice dig by Evans. She's an excellent defensive player, Jenny Evans. Evans, down.
Jenny Evans right now is playing the best in the last few games. She only hit 188, but she's been unstoppable in these last few games. I think Nebraska is frustrated. They can't put the ball down.
9-3. You said passing would be a key, Kathy, and the Huskers not passing the ball as well as they would like. Williams with the blast. That's out of here. And so Nebraska will have it. And their All-American Val Novak, originally a hitter in the Terry Pettit system, switched to the setting spot. She's responded well. Williams, the block out of bounds.
We're going to see Natalie go up all 10'7". Look at that vertical jump in that left hand. They get a good block, but they don't turn it into the court.
Sub back in Carla Baker, and this is a great front line for UCLA. Hatchett and Williams along with Youngs. Inside, nice shot.
And a very nice set by Novak. That ball, again, very tight to the net. She made a great save.
So far, the Huskers a little inconsistent in their passing, a little close, and some of them are back. When they get their rhythm, that's going to be a, well, I thought it was going to be a kill, but a good block by Hatchett. Down the line, going Janet Cruz.
A very nice hit. I really think the key to this match, look at the crowd. Look at that. Nebraska.
We're in Lincoln.
Hooting it up. Where are we right now?
In Honolulu, but the Nebraska fans are here. Elaine Youngs, Doug. 9-4 Bruins, back set. And did anybody touch it?
Looked like it was a touch to me. I don't think they're going to get the call, though.
Nope, UCLA has the ball. So Elaine Youngs will get credit for the kill, and Marissa Hatchett with the serve. Nice shot. Making a tough, tight set. See some of the athletic ability of Chris Hall.
It's a very difficult play to take an inside tight set and really tool it off the blockers.
Game one, 9-4 UCLA. Nebraska trying to get its rhythm going. Scoop set. And Nebraska has a chance for a point. Back set. Stayer. Cross court, just wide.
It looks like Nebraska on transition is going to go to that back set. She has a very quick release, but sometimes it looks like the set is a little bit too tight, not giving the hitter a lot of room.
Williams takes a rest. And Tracy Broadway and a little better back row player. Good pass. Novak. Breteau has it. And that's going to be a double contact.
Elaine Young's very experienced. If the set is too tight, again, that's a great play. Just shoot the ball to the back corner. They're not used to handling that ball, the non-setter.
So Andy Banikowski's UCLA Bruins come out very strongly. They are up by 6 in game 1. Back at the Blaisdell Center in Honolulu, Hawaii, the second half of our doubleheader. I'm Chris Marlowe along with Kathy Gregory. Long Beach won our first semifinal. Second one going on right now. Nebraska behind 10-4. Kathy, what is going wrong?
Well, the problem is the ball is off position on the passing, and they have 7 hitting errors. If you hit the ball out, you're not going to be in many games.
Is Nebraska nervous right now, do you think?
I think that right now they're not sighting out. They're used to just passing the ball and hitting over the blocks. And right now, UCLA's got a good block, as we see on that stuff, as well as playing good defense. So they're going to have to balance their attack a little bit better. We're going to see again the good block of UCLA. Look at the timing. They wait. Look at how far her forearms are all the way over on that replay.
11-4, the Bruins by 7. And Nebraska gets the side out. Nebraska's played good competition this year. They beat Stanford, one of the few teams to beat Hawaii. So they know what it's like to play with the good teams from California. They've beaten those teams, so they should not be intimidated. Nice back set, but I don't think Novak was ready for it. Inside, Elaine Youngs with the kill.
Elaine Youngs is not jumping as high, but she's got such a great wrist, and she just finds the holes in the defense.
Youngs will serve. Arthroscopic surgery about 3 weeks ago. Did not play a couple of the regional matches. They've been resting her and saving her. Quick set, Tomkus. And the ball put away. Nicely done by Val Novak.
Novak is going to have to be an attacker. She's left-handed. She's going to have to get the blockers to commit on her and open up something outside.
Serving for Nebraska, Chris Hall. Saw her at the Olympic Festival this year, Kathy, and she was excellent on the right side. Young stuff. And I think, Kathy, you might agree with me, Nebraska has to block some balls to win this match.
They definitely have to, and I think there was a little miscommunication. Elaine Young's not usually set in the back row.
11-5, the Bruins ahead by 6. The Huskers start one of the tallest teams in volleyball, 5 6-footers. As Mercer Hatchett comes back in, going out, Jenny Crocker was in for a moment. Tomkus with the spin serve. Handled well. Ball is dug, Grateau dives for it. And Nebraska gets it.
It's really amazing, Chris, the tempo of this game, so much different from our first game. Novak, a nice set outside. The defensive player, Broadway, really should have had that, but she was unable to bring that ball up.
Substitution is in. Becky Boley from Burwell, Nebraska. She's got an excellent jump serve. Had 6 aces in one match this year. Maybe she can get them going. Oh, there she goes. Interestingly, against Illinois, Kathy, down 14-12 in the first game, she came in and served 3 service winners to get them back up.
What's amazing that she can come off cold. Look at the good spin. Not only is it a good jump serve, look at the rotation to the corner.
11-6. Evans, and Jenny Evans looks like a new woman pounding the ball through the block.
She is very confident. Last year, she didn't get a chance. She started all year, and then when it came to the Final Four, she was on the bench. I think this year she knows this is my chance, and she's ready to play well.
Jenny Evans, the 5A Player of the Year in California, going out as Boley. She did well. Interestingly, Nebraska doesn't let her stay in for the full 3 rotations. Just in there to serve. Left side. Oh, big heater on the left, Eileen Shannon. She had 457 kills to lead Nebraska this year. Big surprise.
Terry Pettit said this is the best freshman that he's had that's played such a significant role in her first year.
Novak to serve. And through the block, Marissa Hatchett sneaks one through. She doesn't get set a lot. Her offense not developed that highly, but she's a great blocker.
What a great situation she's in. She's asked just to do blocking and then sometimes get some settings so she can really learn to get her attack down.
You get the feeling Nebraska has found their rhythm just a bit. Playing a little more confidently now, starting to catch up just a bit.
And they're starting to use the middle. You've got to pump the middle to open up the outside.
Split up that big UCLA block if you can. Good pass, back set, Williams. Blocked, but a save.
Great coverage by Elaine Youngs.
And Hall puts it away. So Nebraska, the Huskers coming on now. And Terry Pettit is #1 assistant. John Cook starting to feel a little better about the way they're playing. Hall with 5 kills. Hey, sir. Another point.
What a great serve. It looked like that ball might be out. Ginny Evans couldn't decide if there was a call, and she shanked that.
Timeout UCLA. The Husker fans who flew in here starting to get excited. The Huskers are coming back. Huskers coming on now. They trail by 3, 11-8, and you're looking at a man who's won 13 straight Big 8 championships. What about his coaching personality?
Well, I think in a match at the Final Four, my coaching personality, my goal is to help my players relax. The tendency here when you're inexperienced is to overcoach. I think the best thing I can do is keep them relaxed and keep things simple.
Well, right now his Huskers are relaxed. They score another point.
And I think what
5 straight.
What Terry Pettit said is very important. You only ask that your team play to the level that they can play, and you have to relax them in order to play at that level.
The Huskers on a 9, might get that a 5-0 run, and Natalie Williams goes right over the top of the block to down it. Let's check Williams' stats. Third kill for Natalie. Serve into the net. And UCLA will put in Jenny Crocker, who was actually a starter last year, but with the arrival of the freshman, she has had to delegate herself to a back row role. Tompkins, Nebraska, chance for another point. Ball is blocked. Shannon Cruz is stuffed by UCLA. 11-9, and a good look at a first-team All-American, Diva Tompkins.
We're going to see their ability. They move very well to the right side, and I cannot believe the timing. They really are coordinated together on their block.
Ball deep in the corner. UCLA has a chance for a point. Youngs. Oh, ball was out of bounds, I think, but Nebraska had it. They have it. And Hall got a touch. Chris Hall looks great on the left side.
She's just so powerful. She has the ability to hit a tight set. She can hit a set off the net.
7 kills for Chris Hall. And back to serve is Janet Cruz. Good pass. Nebraska has it. And the Huskers hold to within 1.
And they're really doing it with good ball control right now. They've picked it up a notch, and they're just hammering the ball outside off the block of UCLA.
UCLA has given up 6 straight points. Not in succession, but since they have scored, UCLA led 11-4. It is now 11-10. Youngs is done. Huskers are hot. And they take the outside. It is tied at 11.
And what's amazing, it looks like now UCLA is tentative. It's amazing how the swing of the game goes from one team to the other.
7 points. And now Nebraska's starting to feel confident, Kathy. You can see it. And Nebraska touched the net. UCLA gets a gift side out.
A gift because that set was tight. Elaine Youngs had nowhere to go, and you tell your blockers, don't net when the hitter's in trouble like that.
UCLA and Elaine Youngs will serve. Youngs a middle blocker last year. She's a sophomore from El Toro. Tied at 11. And Chris Hall, boom-booming.
Chris Hall is putting the heat up here in Hawaii, and she's got a cannon from her arm swing. We're going to see, they're saying right now you can't stop us. Look, it's inside, and she can still on a 1-foot approach get to that set.
Better take the cross court on Hall, or it's all she wrote. Another error by UCLA.
I cannot believe how tentative UCLA is right now. I can't believe they're not calling a timeout. They've got to slow them down.
11-4, Nebraska has its first lead, 12-11. And a service error. Bruins get the ball, Marissa Hatchett checks back in. And Diva Tompkins, the only senior in the UCLA starting lineup, gets that to spin it. They're handling that spin serve pretty well, so the practice paid off. Down the line, out of bounds. Shannon tied at 12. Game 1 so key in any volleyball match. Tompkins again into the net.
Well, UCLA felt going into this that they should really win the first game. Last year they lost the first game to Texas, and they said it affected them.
It's a game just like this one. It was nip and tuck. And Kathy, you said when you get a big play, you got to make the big play at the right time. And Nebraska makes one.
And now UCLA is tentative again on the passing. Nebraska is not serving that tough, but again, a little miscommunication.
4 service aces for Nebraska, says our stat man Jeff Nelson. Doing a good job. 13-12. Huskers. Evans. Oh, Evans looks great.
Evans gets a key kill. Doesn't look like UCLA is going to the middle right now, and Nebraska still got a 2-man block on that.
And Natalie Williams has rotated up into the front line, which should help UCLA. Good rotation for the Bruins. Novak. And Williams way up there.
It seems like Novak has a little trouble with the pass off the net. Sets a little bit too tight. When the pass is off the net, just give those big hitters a chance to swing at the ball.
13-13, playing to 15. Win by 2. Inside, a clutch kill for the freshman.
Chris, this is what a coach says. This is the key points when it's 13-13. You got to want the set. You have to play without fear.
And now Nebraska back into a good rotation. Novak serving. Williams. Nebraska needs it here. And they get it. Janet Cruz, the sophomore.
We're going to see again what they're doing on transition, going to the right side. Look at how she waits. It's a higher set. She just gets up and hits the ball inside the middle blocker.
There is a timeout, and the UCLA cheerleaders are up, but they can't be too happy at the moment. UCLA led unbelievably 11-4. Now, late in this first game, they trail 14-13. You look at the Bruins' record over the last 2 years, but everybody is saying, hey, they haven't won the big one.
You know it. The record is only a record. You have to play in the big games, and I really think that this is a test. We talked about the fact that they've been here, but they've got inexperienced players, 2 freshmen, 3 sophomores. They got the big lead, and they got tight.
So Andy Banikowski all year, his Bruins have been brilliant. He's played a very tough schedule, and we wondered if he thought that helped him this year.
Toughest schedule in the country, I think, has prepared us very well for the Final Four. We always try and schedule tough because we know at the end of the season we're going to face the best, and we try and do that all year long, and we're ready now.
He is ready, but so is Nebraska. Nebraska 14-13, game point number 1. Bruins go to Williams, and she responds. Natalie Williams.
A key side out right now. UCLA is really going to have to change it around right now because Nebraska is playing very well.
Novak. Great play. That was Novak to save. Oh, and mishandled ball. So Nebraska will get another chance. One of the key factors, Kathy, could be how long can Nebraska hang on while Natalie Williams is in the front row. If she rotates to the back, UCLA could be dead. Second match point. Oh, second game point. That will do it. UCLA shanking the pass. And Terry Pettit knows he may have pulled one out. Pettit and his Huskers ahead of UCLA 1-0. Nebraska won the first game 15-13. The Huskers also won game 2 15-11. We now rejoin the match in game 3 with Nebraska leading UCLA by 2. UCLA Bruins and the Nebraska Cornhuskers in our second semifinal. I'm Chris Marlowe along with UC Santa Barbara coach Kathy Gregory. 5-3 is the score. Nebraska has taken 1 timeout, and once again they score out of it.
I have to give Terry Pettit a lot of credit. I like him calling the timeouts early. Every time he's called a timeout, they've gotten a side out.
Is it too early to call timeout at 5-3?
No, I don't think so at all. You're up 2-0. UCLA starting to make a run. Stop it.
Serving is Stair, Virginia Stair, and Williams tomahawks one down.
A very nice set. That's what they have to do. Really get the big Nat into this match.
Jenny Evans serving. Bruins trailing by 2. Nebraska's passed pretty well as Hatchet slams one down.
UCLA's got to pick up their serving. They have to put some pressure on Nebraska. If they're going to play Nebraska straight up, power to power, I think Nebraska will win because they have more power.
Left side, Hall, and once again hitting that cross-court shot. 20 kills for Chris Hall so far, the player of this particular match. Serving Janet Cruz, and Cruz serves the ball into the net. So Marissa Hatchet put the ball in play. Huskers won the first two, and UCLA serves into the net.
UCLA just cannot get the rhythm on their serving.
Substitution coming in is Jenny Crocker replacing Marissa Hatchet.
She hasn't been used, and this is the first time in the third game. Maybe she can give them a little spark, and very nice pass.
Crocker's a very good defensive player, and Williams can't get there. A little collision. Huskers with another point, 6-4, Nebraska. Williams gets the touch.
Natalie Williams doing a good job hitting. I just cannot believe that there's no coordination with Diva Tompkins. She should be getting some sets.
11 kills for Williams. She checks out, and Tracy Broadway comes in. Broadway with the serve. Good deep serve, just out of bounds.
Diva Tompkins only has 6 kills in this match, Chris.
Not getting the ball a lot. Terry Pettit's defense has keyed on Diva Tompkins and Elaine Youngs. Becky Boley, the serving specialist, back in. High left side to Youngs, and she is stuffed. Nebraska block is there. There's no secret.
It's there, and actually Novak set that very well. We're going to see what Nebraska does well. Look at how they take the cross court, the perfect technique, penetrating over the net.
Very nice hand position. You can see the
Very
outside
wide.
hands, curling fingers of the Nebraska Huskers. Nebraska. Boley, deep serve out of here. Second service error for Boley, but hey, that's why she's in there, is to take a couple chances. And now Elaine Youngs will put the ball in play. UCLA trailing Nebraska 7-4 in game 3. Backslide, tomahawk job by Steyer.
Steyer didn't look like she had reconstructive shoulder surgery on that hit. A great attack.
Game 3, Nebraska won the first 2. Into the middle, good transition set, or off the net set by Jennifer Greteau.
She's still tipping the ball. That is her 7th kill, but she is getting some sets, and that's what they're going to have to do to open up the outside.
Jenny Crocker goes out, Hatchet comes in. Tompkins had trouble with her spin serve a little earlier. And the practice seems to have paid off. Nebraska again running the backslide. That's a play UCLA uses pretty effectively themselves.
I know, but they're hitting it on the 3rd floor. UCLA is hitting it on the 1st floor, and it's a big difference.
Steyer with 11 kills. And serving will be Eileen Shannon. I don't know what the Nebraska hitting percentage is, but it has to be fairly high. They hit .319 during the year, and they're racking them up right now. Nebraska 8, UCLA 4.
If you look out there, it's very surprising to see. Nebraska is so outgoing. Usually you think the West Coast teams would do more of the talking, but Nebraska has controlled this even on the vocal level.
Bruins haven't had much to cheer about, not much to talk about, except for Jenny Evans and perhaps Maricha Hatchet. It has been a dim match for UCLA at the moment. Bruins need to turn it around. They need a miracle. Into the middle, another dink falls. Beautifully done The Nebraska players just seem to know what is open, and they're doing everything right.
In volleyball, you call it the feel. You got to have the feel. A low set, she just jams it right into the open area of the defense. Stair is playing very well now.
What was that movie with Tom Cruise? All the right moves. Well, the Huskers have it. Williams. And Williams pushes it through. Natalie Williams seems to be finding her rhythm just a bit.
12 kills by Natalie Williams. Again, give a lot of credit to Nebraska. Their scouting report is very good. They're getting a good block on the outside. They're playing good defense. And they're knowing when to tip. I think they know right now. You mix the tempo with UCLA, hit a few, then tip. All the tips are going down. We're going to see UCLA is known for their block, but someone has got to call that tip. The offside, Natalie should be over there ready to take that. Offside is way too deep.
On our first match, if you saw it, two defensively oriented teams. These are big bombers. They like to hit and block. And that has really been the story as another rejection at the net. Chris Hall, and what a matchup, two unbelievable athletes. Hall from Chanute, Kansas, and Natalie Williams from Taylorsville, Utah, going at it. 9-4 Nebraska. Youngs, nicely done.
A very nice play by Youngs. Again, you've got to make the defense of Nebraska come out of their position right now. Very nice tip.
UCLA, however, running out of time. Nebraska closing in. There is no time limit in volleyball, but just play time. Down the hatch. Carla Baker. She was one of those seniors on the team in 1986. Was Baker, and Virginia Stayer, who made it to the final two, and they have one more year to perhaps prove one.
And both of the seniors on Nebraska are doing a tremendous job in this match.
10-4 Nebraska. It's not over and out yet, but Broderick Crawford is closing in on UCLA. Williams. Nice dig in the back. Stayer, and Nebraska very content to rally with UCLA now because they've been winning those long rallies. Tompkins gets the kill.
A very nice play. How about standing in the right position at the right time?
Into the net.
I think UCLA is making too many service errors. I don't have the count on the service errors. That's 6. But it seems like they always come at a bad time when they get a good kill and they need the momentum.
Ball is dug up. Transition. UCLA has it. Oh, off the head of Youngs. It goes right back over the net. And the ball out of bounds. Youngs didn't see it coming, but she made a phenomenal dig.
A very nice play, but look at Stair. You've got to give her credit. That set was so low. She stands there. She doesn't get it up. Oh, I think she got it with the pokey.
She did. She got her knuckler on. It looked like it hit her in the head.
Look at this play. The set is really low. She tries to get, but just can't get to that set.
UCLA down by 5. I called it 10-4. The scoreboard said 10-4. I'm sure of it, but now the scoreboard reads 9-4. So we will check that for you. According to the official score, it is 9-4, so that's what we'll go with. Jammed down, nicely done by Jennifer Gretteau, and UCLA poised to make, if they are going to make a run, here they come, 5-9.
Very much in this game, 9-5. They just have to play with a little bit more emotion right now. Take advantage of some errors right now. Really pull the team together.
Terry Pettit has used up one timeout. He's going to take his second one right here, very early. So Terry Pettit using up his second one. And 9-6, UCLA trailing Nebraska. And we'll be back. Back at the Blaisdell Arena, Honolulu, Hawaii, Nebraska has been up to the task. The champion of the Mideast Regional, 15-13, 15-11, now 9-6. UCLA trying to come back. So far, they have not been able to. Plays like that, not able to convert for the Bruins.
Well, I think the big difference is UCLA has relied on their hitting and blocking all year. They're not really hitting, they're not really blocking, so they can't do it with their defense.
Huskers by 3. Tompkins, and the ball is rejected once again. This is a big Husker front line.
And Diva, look at the leadership from Stair. She's talking how many points. Really great leadership by her right now.
Val Novak, she's done a great job at running the Husker attack, trying to get the ball into Tompkins, and the ball drops. If there was ever one play that would characterize an entire match for UCLA, that one was it. Enough said, UCLA in big trouble. And Terry Pettit's team really in almost complete control. Kathy, this play.
Again, this is lack of communication. Someone's got to be yelling out there. Again, both of them, I don't know if the communication, but we call that a great irritation point because right now, UCLA is a little disarray. What Bankowski's got to do is he's got to get him to fight right now. He's got to yell at him and say, look it, let's get a little fighting spirit right now. We can still come back and win this game. 11-6, that's not insurmountable.
Both coaches giving a little chew to their teams. Pettit a little more positive, Bankowski a little more desperate. You look at the hitting percentages, UCLA's hitting percentage, pathetic. They hit .298 on the year. Nebraska at .240, and it has been all Husker. Percentage a big factor. Huskers hit .319 during the regular season, so they're way below par, but with UCLA hitting so low, they don't have to be that good. Nebraska 4 points away from getting into the championship final. Evans, oh, what a save, Novak, but no one could pull it out.
In Nebraska, I am really impressed with their intensity level. They go for every ball, and they're really, I think the biggest improvement has been in their defense.
Tompkins for UCLA. Evans roofed the senior Virginia Stair 5 stuffs.
And those are stuffs that are not going to come back. Look at this, how far over. She tries to hit the inside angle, and there is nowhere to hit that ball.
Point, Nebraska. 12-6. And the Nebraska players are probably so adrenalized right now that has just looked like...
that was what we call the fluff serve. It never made it over. Every time UCLA has a chance to do something, they get a break and they give it back.
Serving is Stair. She has been brilliant. You hope your All-Americans play well, and for Nebraska they have. For UCLA, quite frankly, they haven't. Inside, Janet Cruz.
Janet Cruz with her 10th kill. The right side, the left side. Nebraska can attack in any position. The right side has been effective all night, hitting inside. The defense on the right side has been suspect for UCLA all night.
Nebraska 2 points away. Young's out. Another point. UCLA, their last championship, 1984. And this year, it's not going to happen. That will do it. The Nebraska Huskers, in a dominating performance. Terry Pettit's team, after being behind 11-4 in game 1, they come back to take it to UCLA 3-0. Your thoughts, Kat?
My thoughts, they really played a tremendous match. They had UCLA scouted. They took Elaine Youngs and Diva, the 2 All-Americans, out of the game. UCLA, psychologically, after they let the lead get in the first game, they played tentative. The balance was not there tonight, and you have to have a good attack, and Nebraska was the better team tonight.
So Nebraska moves on to meet Long Beach, and we're going to continue with our coverage of volleyball here on ESPN after this. Stay here. 1986 was the last time the Nebraska Huskers had a chance to win the national championship. They're going to get one more opportunity as they advance. One more look at match point for Nebraska, and what plagued UCLA all night long, hitting errors. They either hit it into the Nebraska block or hit it out of bounds. Nebraska able to celebrate. They will play Long Beach for the championship. The head coach, the architect of the win over UCLA, Terry Pettit. He is with Kathy Gregory. Kat?
Terry, what turned it around for you? Down 11-4 in the first game. How did you come back?
I don't think our players saw it as a turnaround. We were committed to do whatever it took for how long it took, and the key was we just kept plugging. Even if we hadn't won the first game, I don't think that would have stopped us. We were mentally prepared to do what it took.
Looks like you took their 2 All-Americans out of the match, Tompkins and Elaine Youngs. Was that your strategy?
Well, they're great players, and I'm not sure that we can get all the credit for that, but no, because they have so many good players, we didn't really key on any one person. We just said if we can bring a ball up and get the ball to Novak, we're pretty good.
Did you expect UCLA not to play their best?
Kathy, I didn't even think about how UCLA would play. All I concerned myself with is Huskers.
Well, tell me, you saw the first game against Long Beach. How do you match up against the Beach?
I saw about the first game and a half, and then I met with my team. I think we match up well. I mean, they have great players. We have great players. It'll basically come down to who executes.
Well, a tremendous win, and you really deserve to be in this final. Thank you. Now back to you, Chris.
The Nebraska Huskers, a big night. They defeat the UCLA Bruins 15-13, 15-11, 15-6, and they do it very impressively. Kathy, Nebraska did what they had to do.
They're a big physical team, Chris, and they proved it tonight. They had outstanding balance. Chris Hall was unstoppable. Stair also played very well, but give a lot of credit to the setter, Novak. They just had tremendous balance, but as I mentioned before, I was very impressed with their team defense. I thought Terry Pettit did an outstanding job calling some early timeouts, really to stop UCLA when they started to come back.
For UCLA, it will have to be a wait till next year. The Bruins never really got in sync, and it's unfortunate for UCLA that their brilliant season comes to an end this way. Let's talk about the matchup coming up now. We have Long Beach going up against Nebraska, the West and the Midwest. Long Beach kind of a defensive team, Nebraska an offensive team. Should be a good one.
Well, I think it's going to be a great matchup because, again, we have tremendous physical athletes. I think it's going to be the quickness of Long Beach against the power of Nebraska, and I think it's going to be a very close match. And I think ball control might be really in question.
Well, one thing I know in the off day, Kathy and I will be out on the beach dissecting this one very hard and working on our game notes. Terry Pettit, the head coach for the Nebraska Huskers. Last time his team made it to the Final Four in the championship match, 1986. They fell one step short, losing to eventual champion University of Pacific. This time they hope to go one step further.